Well, hi there, it's Jennifer. Welcome to my channel. I want to talk about a situation that happened yesterday while I was out recording a vlog in downtown Anchorage. If this is your first time here, I am doing a series where I am sharing what it's like from my perspective to start a YouTube channel in midlife, and I am documenting my inexperiences, my discoveries, and anything that I think is important for myself to remember, in the hopes that it will also be an encouragement to you, because learning to do this content creating thing is not easy. And I have been so humbled throughout this journey when I think about all of the many, many YouTubers that I have watched throughout the years and have enjoyed their content, and it just looks so effortless. And not that I thought that it would be effortless, but wow, it's really a unique experience, and I am learning so much. So what happened yesterday was I was attempting to film a vlog, and I say that loosely because I am still learning. I've not mastered that, not even close. And I was wanting to film like some daytime scenes of a hotel that my husband and I were going to be going to in the evening for a celebratory meal, because I launched my channel by doing 30 videos in 30 days because of a coaching program that I was part of. And so last night was the 30th video, the 30th day, 30th video. And I wanted to celebrate by going to a restaurant called the Crow's Nest here in Anchorage, Alaska. And it is located at the Hotel Captain Cook. And it's really pretty because the restaurant is situated on one of their towers. It's got like two towers, one of their towers. And listen, Anchorage, Alaska does not have skyscrapers. So if any of you are in a big city, you might be thinking like a tower. It's not that way here. But for Anchorage standards, it's a tower. And the restaurant has 360 windows. So it's really pretty. It's just lovely ambiance and, delicious food. So I was like, oh, why don't I document? I could practice vlogging. I've already learned things that I've shared about copyright music. And so I wanted to, this particular hotel is pretty famous here in Anchorage. There's a lot of like really nice higher end boutiques on the bottom floor. It's busy year round. Of course, in Alaska, there's so many tourists here anyway, but there's tourists here all year long. Many of them stay at the Hotel Captain Cook. And, it's a little bit of a landmark here in the city. And so I was in the bottom level recording, just kind of like showing the different stores and things. And I came upon one store, which I have shopped at many times. It's called Aurora Chocolate. And it is run by a very famous chocolatier here in Anchorage, Alaska. She does the most beautiful, beautiful creations you could ever imagine. Her work and her confections are just amazing and delicious, and they're special. You can look them up online, Aurora Chocolate, and I believe they deliver all over the world. So and it's a family-run business. They have a couple of stores here in Anchorage. They've got one where they do most of their cooking, and it is open every once in a while. And then they also have their really nice store that is in this particular hotel. So when I saw it, I was like, ooh, so I was, I did some like window display, and I wanted to show it because, it's just so pretty. And I saw that there was the gentleman, the husband, who works there at the store, and I could see him in there. So what I'm learning to do is to ask permission before I go into certain locations to record. And I've talked about that in other videos. Make sure you get permission. So before I started filming in the store, I asked the gentleman, can I film? And he said, yep. And he got right up and he's like, I'm going to go step out while you record. So I was like, oh, okay, well, that was nice. That's great. So I did. I went in there and I panned around, and did my recording. And then, of course, since I was in there, I bought some yummy chocolates and just had a conversation with this gentleman. And it was the conversation with this gentleman that really just hit my soul. And I felt so bad. And I thought, this is such a great topic. I was saying to myself, Jennifer, you need to remember this. And I thought that this would be worthy to share with you as well. That, before you upload content that has somebody, and if you can, make sure you ask them permission. If it's okay if you upload them, if a video that has them specifically in it, and that you have maybe a YouTube channel, and can you upload, for servers, for now, like I live in a city and I record also too while I'm out and about. I mean, we are inevitably going to have people in our videos just like passing by, and we can't stop that completely when you're out in public recording. But I do think that, like, when you're going into maybe even smaller, more intimate places where there's like somebody at a counter, or, you're maybe recording and there's the server, like a specific person that's like really kind of have more of a presence in your video than maybe just like somebody passing you by or whatever. Because I've definitely had a lot of people like that. So this gentleman, he was very specific though. He was like, I don't want to be in your video. Don't post me in your video. And I was like, oh, of course, absolutely. I don't have, when I was doing the storefront before I walked into the store to ask if I could record in there, I made sure that I didn't have him in my video. So of course I expressed that to him, like, yep, absolutely, I will not. And then when I was purchasing the chocolates, he was saying that he's had people come in and ask to record, and he's been in their videos, and he has specifically asked not to be in videos, and people have uploaded it anyway. And he was talking about some particular gentleman. I don't know who, younger or older, who this person was, but a guy had come in, asked to record, and he said, hey, I don't want to be in your video. And the guy who was recording said, okay, yep, no problem, I won't put you there. Well, he did. And I don't know if it was maybe more of a famous person. I don't know, but somehow that the gentleman, the husband, he saw the video, and unfortunately under the video there were a whole bunch of negative comments. Because like what it is like you walk into the store and like there's the display cases. He kind of sits more toward the back of the store, like it must be like at a desk, maybe he's reading, studying, or doing business paperwork or whatever he's doing back there. So when you walk in, he greets you, and then he comes right up to the register. He's there to help and package and get everything ready. But sometimes if you just walk by the store, you'll see him. He'll just be kind of like have his head down. Maybe he's like reading or something like that. So obviously that's the way he looked in the video. And there were people in this particular video that he saw that really had negative things to say about him in the comment section. And like, why is that old man there? And what's wrong with that old man? And, just not nice. And I felt so bad for him, guys. You know how it is, like when you meet, now I would feel bad for anybody who was in a video and they had specifically requested not to be in it, and somebody uploaded it anyway. And then if I was in it and that was my situation and I saw negative comments, like I think for any of us, obviously, no, negativity is negativity and it doesn't feel good. I don't care who you are. Unless you have like, I don't know, no feelings or an incredibly thick skin. I think for most of us, when you hear a negative comment, it's just not an empowering thing to hear. And, anybody would be bothered by it, but he was exceptionally bothered by it. And we chatted about it for a while. And I think he really felt bad too, that people were calling him old man, and cause it's like, here it's this famous chocolate store here in Anchorage, and it's global, and and it's kind of prestigious, I guess you could say. And that this gentleman was just getting verbally attacked in the comment section, and that somehow he came upon it, was really sad. And I just felt so bad for him. And I thought, what a great reminder for myself going forward, that whenever I'm recording, to, if I can, like, keep people out of it if I can, or if I am going into like a more intimate space, like this store is not a huge store. All the stores that are in the bottom of this hotel are like boutique size, they're not really big. That, when you walk into a place like that, make sure you get permission, ask the person, hey, I'm recording, either A, of course, just don't have them in the video, or make sure you get permission and then see if they're comfortable being, uploaded to your YouTube channel. And I think for the most part, most of us would do that and do that. But this was a great reminder. And I'm sure for the most part, most of us here are decent and respectful people. And if somebody asked us not to do something, we would not go ahead and do it anyway. But it's a good reminder to all of us, though, because sometimes I think, here's the thing, I think sometimes somebody might say, hey, that thing bothers me. Could you not do that? Or I don't like that thing, or I don't want to be in that photo, or don't post that photo. My kids are this way. So I love to take pictures of my family. And now that my children are adults, when they were younger, I could just, and of course, when I would post like their photos on Facebook, I would not put up bad photos, always wanted to put up flattering photos. But now that they've gotten older, they have very strong opinions about how they look in photos, I think, as most people do. I certainly do. I'm really angular, guys. I've got this nose. I come from a very strong nose family on both sides, my mom's side and my dad's side. And it collided with this beak of mine, which I'm getting worked on here in several weeks. But, so I understand that. And so my children will say to me, and now what I do is, before I upload anything that we've done together, I send everybody a copy and make sure everybody is comfortable with what they see. And I mean, it's my personal Facebook page, like, and I'm not on it very often. And I have a teeny tiny little like friend group on there. But even with that, which is mostly just family and friends, they want to have a say in what photos I upload. And of course, I want to respect and honor them. And even though I think they're beautiful and I think they're amazing, and I would never put up a bad video of them, that's just my opinion. But I have to respect that. And I think sometimes with situations like with this gentleman, he might have been like, oh, don't put me up for whatever reason. And maybe the guy just kind of did like a little white lie, like, oh, yeah. But no one's going to say anything. Like, no one's going to make a comment about you. Like, you don't even have to worry. And he did it anyway. And of course, and I think for some of us, we might be like, oh, yeah, I won't do it, but do it anyway because it's not really that big of a deal, or no one's going to know who this person is, or, no one's going to say anything. And that may be true for the most part. No, hopefully people won't say things, but also we have to be careful not to white lie our way, like, oh, no, I won't put you in the video. And then we're working on our video and we're like, oh, he's in an important shot, so I need to keep it so I can put up my video. I could just see how, that could happen. But it was a great reminder, number one, to respect the people that are in our videos, if we can, like, barring some kind of unforeseen situation. Like I said, I've had people walk by my videos while I'm recording, like on trails and things. But definitely if somebody does request not to be put in your video, of course, don't do it. And like I say, I know for the most part, most of us here would never do that. But you might be tempted to white lie it because you don't think it's that big of a deal, like when it's a week later and you're working on editing your video. And that we have to be careful of that. And certainly for this particular gentleman, who was so sweet and wonderful, guys, he was just a really nice man. And I felt really bad for him. I was like, oh, you could just tell he was impacted by it, but that we respect people and we don't put people up when they don't want to be. And, and then I think too, it's always a great reminder, and this is just kind of a side note, that, we have so much power within our mouth. I'm a person of faith. And if you've watched any of my videos, I just mentioned it a little bit. This particular series is not about my faith, but I am a person of faith. And, there's a verse in the Bible that talks about how, like, there's death and life in the power of the tongue, and that, for some people, hearing a negative comment about themselves would not be devastating, but for another person, it might be. And obviously for this gentleman, it was. So that is my food for thought for today. And an excellent reminder, something I'm just going to work to be cognizant of going forward. And I thought that it would be a great reminder for you too, as we continue on this crazy journey of becoming content creators. So until the next video, guys, I'll see you then. Bye.